My tips for photographing comedy shows. Tip number one is like how to get in, how I got in. And what I did was I just showed up at an open mic at a club and I just photographed the people and I gave the photos out for free. Because what happens is when you go to an open mic, a lot of people are going there to test out jokes. And a lot of them are comedians that have been in the game, that are working, that may be headlining their own shows and doing their own stuff, and they're just testing out new material and stuff like that. So go there, photograph stuff for free, at least that's what I did, gave it out, and then people that had their own shows booked me for them. They're like, wow, these are actually really nice photos, nobody's done this before, what do you charge, can I hire you? But I mean, that's my advice, is like go in there and photograph like an open mic, and or you could just message a show and offer to photograph a show for free and see if they say yes. And if you have good stuff and if you have a nice portfolio already, you can like send them it and be like, hey, this is my work, can I work for free? And they might say yes. This is a response email I got back yesterday. I'm going to be photographing midget wrestling on the 5th of February. So if you want to see that, I'm probably going to be posting a video on that. And I'm very excited because this is a venue that has really, really cool events. And I'm really stoked because hopefully this will turn into a relationship with them if they like what I provide. So yeah, it's free, but you're networking with all those comedians. You're networking hopefully with the door guys, who most of the times are comedians themselves. Take photos of everybody when you're at a show. Take photos of the door guys. I'm getting ahead of myself. The green room is sacred. Ask permission, feel out the vibe, be subtle if needed. So you ask before you go in the green room, make sure you can go in the green room. And then when you're in there, see what the vibe is like. If people are like talking about their dead mother, maybe don't start like flashing off like a million photos, unless someone's crying and the moment's there, because I feel you, brother. As a photographer, you got to get those moments. But like, feel the vibe, and just don't be a dick, because the green room is where the comics go to get away from people and to relax and to eat nice food and to chill. So if you come in there and you're like, flash, 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 hey, can you look over here, but flash, flash, like they're gonna be like, dude, you know what I mean? Like, nobody likes that. Nobody wants that. So be a nice guy. Don't be a dick. I had I think I annoyed one comedian once with my green room photography, and it was a big comedian, and I was very nervous because I was very excited to see his photographer as well, because his photographer was there, and I think I embarrassed myself. So don't be like me and annoy people because you're just like really focused on getting a shot, you know? But also get the shot. Tip number 3 is the audience. I don't even know, are we counting at this point? Tip number 3 is the audience paid to be there. So don't obstruct people's view. I think that should be relatively obvious. Don't obstruct people's view. They paid to be there. Be in, be out. Do not linger in a spot that could be distracting for the audience members. And one of these spots that I'm talking about might be the stage, because, for example, there's times where a club has asked me, hey, can you get photographs of people enjoying themselves so it looks like it's a good time? And I'm like, yes, I can. But the thing is, you have to get in front of people to get the angle of their face. And as soon as you get in front of a pretty white girl, she's going to be like, is that camera pointed at me? And she's going to like be like seize up. So what you have to do is you have to just like be in, be out, kind of be ninja. Maybe do like the Gary Winogrand, where you're like, what? I don't even know. Is my camera working? Like, what's happening? It snaps down. I don't even know. You know what I mean? So do your thing, but be discreet, because if you're like distracting someone from enjoying themselves, that's not good. Tip number 4 is get a little kind of bag of tricks. That's what Sam Hurd likes to call it. He's a great wedding photographer. Get a bag of tricks, and what that is just like a bunch of gimmicks. Buy a bunch of gimmicks like prisms, filters, all that fun stuff. Because some venues can actually be a little creatively limiting, because the way that the audience is lined up and the fact that the wait staff has to get through these narrow alleyways as it is, sometimes you don't always have the best options when it comes to shooting like vantage points, like perspectives. So I would say the best thing to do is, like, if you're only forced to stand in a couple spots, get a couple different lenses, get a couple different like prisms and a mirror or something. You can use your phone. If your phone's turned off, you can just use the black screen on your phone as a mirror. Do that, and you'll kind of spice up your images, because if you're forced to stand in one spot and you can't move, dude, your photos are going to look very similar. It's all going to look, dude or lady, your photos are going to look very, very similar. They're all going to look the same. So get a prism, get a mirror or something like that. Use your phone. Oh yeah, with the bag of tricks, don't use fairy lights, because my dumbass early on put fairy lights on because I was like, I'm going to get some sick bokeh. This was before I realized that they use lights to signal the comedians that their time is up. So I'm sitting there turning on fairy lights like a dumbass. And I'm just, that was so embarrassing. Oh, shit. Tip number 5, long lens is recommended. Now, you can pull it off with less length. That's what she said. But honestly, a zoom is going to benefit you a little bit, especially because that compression is going to be real nice if they got a nice comedy sign in the back, like the comedy club sign is in the back, and you just get them like they're right there. You know what I mean? Like they're right. Okay. Tip number 6, take pictures of the door guys. I love this tip. This is one of my favorite tips. The door guys most often are comics themselves. So the door guys should get some love, dude. Show the door guys love, and they might hire you for their own shows, or they might put in a good word and be like, yo, you should hire that other photographer at the club more often because he's great. Tip number 7, be mindful of recording. So they're going to make an announcement most of the time where it's like, don't take pictures and don't record the comics because we don't want you to cancel them or something like, I don't know. They're not going to say that, but they're going to say don't record stuff. However, that doesn't mean that people are not going to be recording, because comedians oftentimes will set up tripods and will be recording their sets. So just do a little ocular pat down, do a little a visual scan of the room, and just assess the situation and make sure that there's not going to be a tripod, that you're big, bald, or if you have hair, send to everyone. I haven't gotten in trouble for this yet, so like maybe I'm not going to say you should do this. None of these are recommendations. This is just stuff like do whatever you at your own discretion, legally, blah, blah, blah. But I would send to everybody, because personally, like if they were on the show, I'm sending them the photos. Even if the club paid me, I'll just send everybody the photos. Just, yeah, send everybody. Make friends. Why not? Tip number 9 is crowd shots. Get a couple crowd shots. I mentioned this before, but everybody likes to see like the event was a good time, and nothing displays that better than people having a good time. So while the comedian's up there and you're getting photos of that, that's fun, that's great, but don't forget to take photos of people watching the show. So that is my tips for photographing comedy shows. If you have any tips for photographing comedy shows, leave them in the comments. I really appreciate you. Like, subscribe, all that BS. I love you so much. My Instagram handle is Foxs.Shots, Foxs.Shots. So that's maybe I'll put that in the title. I don't know, whatever. I'm sick. I gotta blow my nose like 30 times already, and it's like 9 a.m. So I'll see you later.